off your love for Lake Norman with unique lake apparel, home decor, and other gifts from LKN Local, made by locals for locals. They even hand-deliver their quality products to select zip codes. Shop lkn-local.com today.
Oh, shoot. Love you guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, LKN. 7:06. Happy Wednesday to you. Wednesday, technically Thursday, because Friday is a holiday, and it's a holiday where you spend a significant portion, at least by default, if you're celebrating the holiday, you choose to, you're likely spending time outside. It's just one of those holidays. If you look at a calendar, 12 months, July, spoiler, kind of right in the middle. It's just to the right of the middle. And it's a summertime month, ipso facto summertime holiday, meaning you spend time outside. And if you're going to do that, there's a factor that you have to consider: the weather. So today we're going to talk with Chase Myers, WSIC meteorologist. He's going to join us at 7:30. We're going to chat about weather and the excitement for the weekend. Fireworks likely to be a thing. Already heard them last night. Started hearing them like in the past couple days. Little rumbles. Oh, is that a gunshot? No. Oh, is that a gunshot? No. Fireworks. And so last night, whatever distance, I don't know how far sound travels supersonically, but heard them through the walls into the bedroom, and the sun was down. So, yeah. This weekend, you may be looking to participate, whether that be lighting your own fireworks.
Do you know where you're going to watch fireworks this year?
There's a couple of options out there. One of them is Field of Flags.
Correct.
That's a great option. Now, that's not on the 4th. That's going to be tomorrow night.
The 3rd, and a lot are on the 3rd.
A lot of people are this year.
Yes.
Blue Monday performing. We'll talk more about Field of Flags.
Starts
coming up
today.
It does start today officially. Katie Stankiewicz is out there
8 a.m. today.
in the sales trailer next to the horses selling flags. Getting things ready for Field of Flags, which is going down again, like Bill said, started today. It is a bit drizzly out, at least on the south side of the lake right here, right now. This morning coming in, it kind of just started, looked like, right before I left.
Just started creeping in. It was raining when I left uptown, and then started creeping back in when I got here.
Okay. We'll talk with Chase Myers, 7:30. Bill Russell, president of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, also host of Town Talk. We'll chat with him at 8:15. Huntington Learning Center. It's that summertime. It's good to kind of stay on pace. Noah even just finishing kindergarten. His mom's a kindergarten teacher. So we've got the books and stuff. So he's actually is learning during the summertime. Keeping him sharp. Dr. Bargov is going to be owner of Huntington Learning Center here in Huntersville. Going to be sharing with us some insight as far as those options. He was talking about some of the programs. Great deal that they've got going on as well right now. If you're interested and want to keep your kid on track, or maybe they need to catch up a little bit.
It's an exclusive offer for WSIC listeners.
Oh, wow. Well,
we'll talk more about it.
Yeah, for
Stay
sure.
tuned around 8:35-ish.
Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Matchup, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. Whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, you're hanging out with Patrick Reynolds. We will chat with him at 8:45. Bill, you sent me some pretty big breaking news yesterday.
I did.
A bear spotted?
Yes.
All right. What do you know about this scene? What don't you know about this scene? And probably everything in between. So it was posted. This is in one of those Facebook groups, right? Is that what this was from?
Correct. I believe that's where the first the first notification came from, was in the Cedarfield.
Yeah, Cedarfield, and then Huntersville Police Department had made a post. Bear sighting alert. It's not Fuzzy Wuzzy. A black bear was spotted roaming in town today near North Mech Park. While we know it's very tempting to snap a selfie or offer snacks, please resist the urge and follow these important tips. Don't approach the bear. This isn't a Disney movie.
Facts.
Don't feed it. Bears don't need drive-through service. Don't run unless you want a bear doing radar on you. Don't leave food or trash outside. That's how we get repeat offenders.
Indeed.
What you do is stay calm, back away slowly, and call animal control or Huntersville Police Department if needed. Remember, he's not breaking the law, just barely passing through. Let's give him space and stay safe. NC Wildlife has been made aware of this situation.
The news loves a good bear sighting.
Yeah,
Good harmless bear sighting?
Yeah, I was going to say harmless for sure.
Yeah, a good harmless bear sighting.
Black bear is you stay quiet and back away. Brown bear is you yell at the top of your lungs. Is that right?
Let me look that up.
Okay. Because you want to say yes, and then it'd be the wrong one, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, someone was mauled by a bear. They started shouting at it when they should have stayed calm. Or they should have stayed calm, and I don't remember what the other verse was. So, no? Still no idea. All right, we'll figure that out. We'll come back to it. That's big news, but I mean, seeing a bear locally, that's pretty cool. I've seen like a stuffed bear locally. There's a couple people that have those like in their lobbies. You know what I mean? But not like an actual real bear. I don't think in all my years I've seen an actual bear in Huntersville in particular. I feel like I've seen a mountain lion. Definitely a snake. We had the snake.
You've seen a mountain lion?
Yeah, I think I have. Cougar? Is that what it is? Yeah, something like that. So definitely some stuff going on. We'll come back to the black bear, brown bear thing as Bill researches that. The big, beautiful bill did pass.
If it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back.
I like that. I like that. All right. That's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, that's the rule of thumb.
If it's brown, lay down.
It's brown, lay down.
If it's black,
it sounds like a
fight back.
Yeah.
Either one. Either one doesn't sound like something I'm interested in. I'll just stay in the car. Hey, the big, beautiful bill passed the Senate. It's back to the House. We'll talk a little bit about that today. Governor Stein signed a
He signed it.
Yeah, he signed it.
He should do that. TM.
He signed a few of them yesterday. We'll go through those as well. Had some comments from the U.S. Education Secretary, too, particularly about one school in particular, some of the policies. I'll start with some food before the break comes up here. 2 items of interest that hit the timeline.
Okay.
2 items of interest. Number one, I am a fan of McDonald's, by the way. I am a supporter in the endeavors. Knowing, my whole life, at some point in my life, it was somewhere probably my teenage years, I learned that McDonald's is in more countries than just America. And in those other countries, they have particular items and offerings that America doesn't necessarily have. But in Canada at the McDonald's, they're opening up to some of those over-the-pond items into their menu over here. Some of these I think we should consider in America. I don't think we need to be racist about it. I think we should try some of these. Belgium Biscoff McFlurry. That's like the airplane cookies.
Correct. The airplane cookies. Yes.
UK garlic mayo style sauce. So just mayo with garlic. I think that's something that people in general can get along with. I don't think that that's super complicated. Here's one that I think definitely would do very well. Italy McPizza Bites.
The McPizza Bites. Now, you could catch those on a bad day, and it'd be a bad day. But this one, what about over here to the right?
A hollowed out pizza bite.
This German Big Roasty?
Yeah. Is that an onion ring on top of it, too?
I don't know if it's a hash brown or if it's a fish fillet on top of a meat patty.
Okay. It might be
a little
hash
surf
brown.
and turf. Or, it might be a hash brown.
And then
it's got some bacon
you
on
finish
there,
the day off with the Japan teriyaki chicken.
You know that's right. Saucy.
Keep it right here. Justin, Bill, and Mamie will be right back with more Good Morning LKN on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
What if I told you it was going to cool down some? Okay, maybe not really, but we'll just call it not quite as hot for our Wednesday. As our front moves through, a passing shower or storm possible in the morning, then drier for the afternoon. Seasonably warm as our temperatures climb up into the upper 80s. Once we get past our Wednesday, heading into the weekend of the 4th, the trend is just dry and hot. Temperatures hovering around 90 each day. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. The Exchange Club of Mooresville presents the annual Field of Flags this week, Tuesday through Saturday at Lowe's YMCA. the field commemorates our veterans, service members, and first responders. The summer celebration featuring a ceremony, a concert by area favorite Blue Monday, and fireworks will be held on Thursday, July 3rd. Flags are on sale now. Visit Mooresville-LKN to make your purchase, and for more information about the Field of Flags and the summer celebration, Thursday at Lowe's YMCA in Mooresville. Run White and Blue is a run hosted in Huntersville on Friday. There are different options, including 7.4 kilometers, 7.4 miles, and a fun run. The race begins at 7:30 a.m. Visit runsignup.com for details. Friday, July 4th is the annual celebration at Birkdale Village in Huntersville. The event begins at 10 a.m. and features a bike parade around the Birkdale Commons Parkway. Then enjoy the wet down by the Huntersville Fire Department. And a block party with exciting activities follows. We'll see you on Friday for the 4th of July in the village. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday with a performance by Walter Finley. Finley offers a soulful rhythm with his smooth vocals in his 6 p.m. show. Visit the 500 Club online for more information on Walter Finley, food, beverages, and tea times. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race number 7 on Tuesday, July 9th. Come celebrate Lugnut's birthday. Bring Lugnut a toy donation and get in free. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information on the Summer Shootout and other 2025 events. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
She's hot, and not in a fun way. You're both sweating, and nobody's happy. Cool off fast with Varsity Zone HVAC. Fast service, cold air, pure relief. Serving Mooresville and the entire Lake Norman area because summer shouldn't feel like a punishment. Visit varsityzone.com.
Back like mosquitoes and flip-flops. This is Good Morning LKN, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning, LKN. 7:18. Happy Wednesday to you. Wow, raining outside. Got to have those wipers on. Hopefully the light's on, too. Let's see how everybody's doing. RideICATS.com. Alternative transportation. $3 each day, each way to commute from Iredell County down to the city of Charlotte. Cruising in the HOV lane. With Jeff. Good morning, sir. How are things looking?
Good morning. Things are looking pretty good right now. No accidents to report. 77 north and southbound. We're flowing. Secondary roads, Statesville, Troutman, and Mooresville have not heard of any issues. So, good start to our Wednesday.
Moving along, not too shabby, Jeff. Is it sprinkling out and about around from what you're seeing, or how's that looking?
Yeah, different. I'm in Mooresville right now. It's just a light sprinkle. When I was in Charlotte earlier, it was raining a little more there, but I think it just different spots, hit or miss.
Okay, just be prepared. Keep those eyes peeled. Jeff, we appreciate you. We'll chat with you 8:15.
All right. Have a good morning. Talk to you then.
All right. Bye-bye. RideICATS.com, alternative transportation. It's $1 to run errands around Iredell County each day. You can schedule that RideICATS.com or give them a call. Tuesdays, that was yesterday, you could have gone to the VA in Salisbury. That would have cost you $1. Tomorrow's Thursday, you could go to Winston-Salem. I'm going to guess that they have a holiday schedule on Friday and likely not clipping to Hickory. But if you schedule it, RideICATS.com, that's how you really get it done.
It's time for the word of the day. What's the word?
Word of the day.
Today's word of the day is brought to you by the Field of Flags Summer Celebration, held annually, put on by the Mooresville Exchange Club at Lowe's YMCA in Mooresville. July 2nd, today, 8 a.m. to July 5th, 8 a.m. Visit Mooresville-LKN exchange.org for more information. There is a concert, like we've mentioned, July 3rd at 6 o'clock, Blue Monday. What comes after? Fireworks. What comes now? Word of the day.
Ooh, word of the day. Bill gives us the word. We guess the definition. What you got for us today?
Today's word of the day is galumph.
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 Galumph. Yes, I have not heard that. Let me get my camera right here. Galumph. Galumph. We're dealing with a verb here, so you have to stay a little more nimble than you otherwise would. Okay?
It's a verb. It's what you do?
Correct.
Galumph?
You galumph.
Do you want to galumph?
I don't think so.
It doesn't sound like you want to.
There's a time or two where you could have said I was looking a little galumphy. Yeah, definitely. But it happens to the best of us. For those following along, Galumph, galumph.
Galumph. I'm going to need a context clue by chance if you've got one handy.
I do have a few spare. Let's see. I had a good one here. Let's see. Justin galumphed across the boat dock so loudly, the fish filed a noise complaint.
Rolled.
Rolled is close. Rolled is close. Let's see. Maybe galloped is also kind of like a galumph. You'll be able to piece it together soon. Justin tried to galumph into the studio like a rock star, tripped over a mic cord, and landed in yesterday's show notes.
Dance?
Dance? No.
Walk. Just walking. Just regular old walking. Which you don't want to really do. That's a negative.
Right. For you, galumphing, that sometimes could be your walking. The definition that I have of galumph means to move in a clumsy, heavy, or noisy way, often with exaggerated self-confidence. Almost kind of like you ever been in a fight in a dream? Or tried to run, or tried to like run in a dream? You know, like you're just like,
yeah. I gotta go.
Right.
I can't
like,
though.
You can't.
I can't do it.
Galumph.
Galumph. To move in a clumsy way is what I wrote down.
Yes. Okay. Clumsy, heavy, noisy.
All right. We'll see if we can use this word at some point today. Maybe with some of our friends. Galumph. To move in a clumsy way. It is a verb, so you want to make sure you use it in the right part of the sentence as well. It's not just about the word itself.
Yeah. And get out there to the Field of Flags, everybody.
That's exactly right. Again, Katie Stankiewicz, she is the co-host of the Lake Norman Woman podcast. Shout out to Mamie, by the way, who's at the beach. She'll be back next week. Katie Stankiewicz is at the sales trailer. I don't know if like right now in this moment if she's there, but she will be there today and tomorrow. So you can still buy your flag if you're wanting to plant one as part of Field of Flags. They're anticipating over 500 flags. And these are like full-size flags. Like these aren't like little baby sticks in the ground. These are like flags.
Yes, these are the ones. The flag size is about what you would hang from your house.
Yeah,
you know, out of that little
good rule of thumb there.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna chat with Chase Myers, WSIC meteorologist at 7:30. Weather is a factor this weekend for the holiday in particular.
It's not Camping World size flags.
Well, that's a different conversation.
That is a different.
That's a completely different conversation. Bill Russell, president of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, also host of Town Talk. Airs every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. I'm actually on Town Talk today.
You are double duty.
Yeah, double duty today. So excited to chat with Bill, see what's going on with that show and what he's up to today. Huntington Learning Center, Dr. Bargov is going to be in at 8:30. Looking forward to chat with him. He is the owner of Huntington Learning Center, and a great opportunity if your kid is behind a little bit or wants to get ahead a little bit, or just kind of keep pace even, whatever your need is. A lot of different great programs there. And even for those looking to enter into the military, there's the test that you've got to take as part of it. And they have a study program for that particular test that can help. Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries.
Home Ad is lit.
Yeah. You know how I know that?
Home Ad is lit.
That's how I know that. All right, let's go with these comments from Robinhood's CEO. Do you know Robinhood, the platform?
I am familiar with Robinhood. It's like a exchange platform where I can buy stocks or buy, sell.
You can buy a bunch of stuff on there. You can buy
groceries?
Stocks. Well, okay. I guess digital assets.
Okay, let's call it digital assets.
Something like that. I don't even want to say. I don't even know if digital assets. Token. I don't know if digital assets is even the right word. But here is the CEO of Robinhood making comments about crypto and kind of leaning into where he thinks the future is.
All right, 1 second, sorry.
Okay.
It just this guy's outfit has me
questioning playing the video
red
or
flags
all over it. If you've got the WSIC News app, it's available on iOS and Google Play. You can be watching this too.
It will make it easier to invest in American companies if you're outside the world. It will also bring the markets into 24/7 and fully on-chain. and get all the benefits that crypto technology levies on these traditional assets. So I think it's time to move beyond Bitcoin and meme coins into real-world assets that exhibit fundamental utility. I believe
so real-world assets, let's give some examples of that. I think the big one that everyone's kind of got their eye on right now is real estate. I think that's probably the most major one, if I had to guess. There's a lot of conversation, too, I've seen about tokenizing stocks, in essence. Like it's crypto, but you still own a share. But
it's a share of a share.
I think a fractional share, if you would.
But I feel like they already have fractional shares. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I feel like we kind of run in circles here. And we just attach new words to things that we already have.
I don't disagree with you, right? Like the product exists. I think it's more about like who has access to it and where can you buy it at is the current limitation. And this really would be a conversation. I'll reach out to Joshua Adobe, see if maybe he can join us tomorrow morning. We can dive into it a little bit more. But it's just interesting that, like you're saying, it's more about like we're just putting new words on it.
Right.
And like just, it's a new app. Like that, like to the normal human, right? Like of buying it, who's not like deeply analyzing, blockchain technology, reviewing, SEC requirements and all these other things that are going into all the new federal legislation, right? All that kind of stuff. It's just, hey, do I own it? Did it go up? Did it go down? What am I doing? That's the basics.
Correct.
And for a long time, there's thresholds as far as certain types of investments. You have to be, of a certain caliber investor. That's just the way that they do it. And that the SEC has had in place too for a long time. This opening up, though, the possibility you could be anybody and buy anything.
Correct.
You don't have to, make $250,000 a year for 3 years in a row, or have $1 million net worth, or all this other kind of stuff, which are kind of interesting restrictions to put on the ability for people to invest in things. And that I obviously understand that the other side of that coin is that they want to protect people. And basically, like,
indeed, because people do get burned.
They do, and because these are sophisticated scenarios. These aren't,
Well, and once you start playing with that, you're playing with real money.
Yeah, it's not growing grapes in a pot in the backyard. That's not what we're talking about here. I can't even do that, by the way. I'm still trying to figure.
I got tomatoes, man.
You got them going?
I got 2.
You better
more
hold
to
on
come.
to them. You better hold on to them.
Harvest is looking right.
Them squirrels be climbing up on that balcony. You better be careful. You better be careful. But this is Robinhood, and this is the CEO of Robinhood. Robinhood's a big player in this space too. This isn't like us just talking about it at this point. Robinhood is been the mover and shaker, already a pioneer, I would say, in the space, because they really were the ones giving people more access to trading. They have some 24/7 stuff too on their platform. I think already there's 24/7 trading. Obviously, they've got crypto on there now at this point. I would imagine Bitcoin. Probably a bunch of other coins.
Right.
And then again, I go back to how do you distinguish between all of those different coins even too? Are we going to add, like you said, we're just kind of plugging in new terms here. We're going to have to regulate something, some way, shape, or form here.
Right.
It can't just be the Wild Wild West.
Right.
Unless maybe this is the season for that, because it's like so new for people that maybe this is that time.
Yeah, the dust has yet to even settle.
Like, oh man, the 80s were a crazy time. Like, by the way people talk like that, like, oh, I can't believe they let us do that back in the day.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's kind of like where we're at right now in the crypto space. Is like you kind of can just do whatever.
We'll look back on this day. This was kind of muddy.
This is we
got
probably should
there.
have thought about that.
Right, we just kind of went for it.
Yeah, out here doing stuff.
Right.
Gosh, there's definitely people out here doing stuff.
Loose and fast, baby.
That's right. Chase Meyer's up next. Going to chat a little weather. Bill Russell, president of the chamber, 8:15. Huntington Learning Center, Dr. Bargoff at 8:30. Patrick Reynolds, 8:45. Got an update for you on the Diddy trial today, too, at some point. I know you want to get that going on. I think the jury's made kind of a decision on part of it, and then, they're still waiting on another part of it.
Just like summer romance, will vanish for a sec, then come back messy. What? More Good Morning LKN coming up on WSIC.
What if I told you it was going to cool down some? Okay, maybe not really, but we'll just call it not quite as hot for our Wednesday. As our front moves through, a passing shower or storm possible in the morning, then drier for the afternoon. Seasonably warm as our temperatures climb up into the upper 80s. Once we get past our Wednesday, heading into the weekend of the 4th, the trend is just dry and hot. Temperatures hovering around 90 each day. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Now is the right time to buy or sell your home. I'm Matt Madison with Madison & Company Realty. With high interest rates, low inventory, and a lot of people moving to our area, it makes people wonder. But we have the answers for you. Call us at Madison & Company Realty in Statesville to help you navigate the real estate market. 704-873-7700. Visit us online at MadisonandCompanyRealtyNC.com. Madison & Company Realty, we've got you covered.
This is Daniel.
And this is Marsha.
From NC Auto Repair. Keep that car running like new this new year by stopping by NC Auto Repair for all your automotive needs. We're now offering a customer loyalty program for your oil changes. If it's automotive related, we can handle it. Stop by and see us at 1015 Davie Avenue or call us at 980-223-2957. NC Auto Repair. And remember, if you want to go far, you've got to service that car.
Hey folks, you know Randy Marion is the king of price when it comes to buying a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, but how about king of price when it comes to the service department? Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville, Randy Marion Ford Lincoln in Statesville has you covered on tires, brakes, batteries, wipers, you name it. Any service you need on your vehicle, regardless of the make or model, come see Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville Service Department or Randy Marion Ford Lincoln Service Department today.
Are you sick of running out of hot water? Whether it's in the middle of a shower or doing dishes, cold water's never fun. Say goodbye to those surprises with a Rinnai tankless water heater from GMV Energy. This energy-efficient propane-powered solution heats water instantly, so you'll never run out again. Plus, it saves money and frees up space. Propane models start at just $295 after rebates. Visit any G&V Energy location or gbenergy.com to learn more.
It's time for your pre-summer tune-up. For over 40 years, Horn Heating and Air Conditioning has been the trusted local service, keeping the Lake Norman area cool and comfortable. Schedule your summer HVAC checkup now. Experience the refreshing feeling of at hornhvac.com.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
It ain't easy being number one,
but we make it look good.
WSIC.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Higher tariffs on nations that have not negotiated trade deals with Washington are set to resume a week from today. President Trump says he is not considering delaying that deadline. He says he will be writing letters to a lot of countries. So far, only the UK and China have broad frameworks for new trade pacts. The president indicated talks with Japan have been especially difficult. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said again yesterday the central bank would have probably cut interest rates by now if it weren't for tariffs. Powell told a European Central Bank forum he still expects the tariffs to increase the inflation rate. He says we may see that over the summer. The owner of CMX Cinemas has filed for bankruptcy for the second time in 5 years. CMX is a small chain of dine-in and IMAX theaters. Other chains have had to close theaters or restructure debt since the pandemic lockdowns changed the way people watch movies. Jeff Bellinger, Bloomberg Radio.
Number one for talk in Lake Norman, Statesville.
105.9, 100.7, WSIC. Give us a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 7:34. Happy Wednesday to you. You know, it's a adventure of a weekend this weekend, and you need a superhero. Someone who can help guide you with 100% accuracy. And we look to none other than Chase Myers, WSIC meteorologist. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot my cape this morning, so the superhero intro.
That's right.
Golly, I let it pass by.
All right, so this weekend, 4th of July, big outside holiday, Chase. I mean, huge time with the fam outside, barbecuing, grilling, swimming, sweating, all of it, and it leads up to the fireworks in the evening. For the 4th of July specifically, how's the weather looking at this point?
Man, we are in A-plus shape for the 4th of July this year. You know, a lot of times we're talking summer right now, heat, humidity, pop-up thunderstorms. That's been the the story that's been the theme here the last several weeks. And by the 4th of July, we're not going to have to worry about the pop-up storm chance. We have some scattered showers and a couple of storms moving across the area this morning. But the later in the day we go, the drier that we get. These are all coming through with a cold front. Had some nasty ones last night. That front is continuing to push on by. So the later in the afternoon we go, the drier that we'll get. And actually, with a northwest wind behind the front, we actually get a little less humid too. So, it's a cold front, yes, but it's not going to make us cold. We get a little less humidity, and temperatures are in the upper 80s tomorrow. For your 4th of July, it's hot, it's dry, right around 90. So, you couldn't ask for better 4th of July weather.
So it's about perfect then. That's usually now one of the things too that people talk about each year. North Carolina is very specific with the fireworks that they allow, but some people venture over to South Carolina and cause trouble. Not encouraging people to do that or anything in any way, shape, or form. But for those that will be lighting off whatever level of fireworks they've got in North Carolina, like the dryness, the air, like from a safety perspective. Any thoughts on any of that, or what's that looking like? Again, it's dryness, right, is when we get into the whole, burn ban and those kinds of things. Anything of concern in that realm that you're seeing as well?
Well, you're right. Dryness is a big contributing factor to the safety when it comes to fireworks, especially when you talk about setting things on fire other than the fireworks. So, yes, you're right in the burn ban when it's dry, but think about how much rain we've had lately. So one day after it's been wet, it being dry is not going to change things. The ground's wet, the trees are wet, the plants are wet, and we've had plenty of water. So we are in no way, shape, or form in a drought. So honestly, not concerned about that. However, as you know, exercise caution. Just use your noggin is what I say. If don't put hot fireworks in the trash can, it will burn that up. Use your head.
That's a safe bet there. A lot of people will be out tomorrow night as well. So you mentioned nice, beautiful weather tomorrow night. You participate with the fireworks or go watch a show or anything like that? What do you like to do?
Me and my brother used to put on a huge fireworks show. And I'm not going to say that we did, in fact, venture to South Carolina to get those, but that might have been part of the plan back then. So we used to put our own fireworks show on. We don't really do that anymore. We've sort of grown up and now are adults. So we like to go just take in a show. Me and my wife and her family usually spend the week at the lake. So we like to ride around on the lake and find some different fireworks. And then the golf course that's near the lake always shoots off fireworks on the 4th. So we get in the boat and go hang out and go watch those and eat homemade ice cream. So that's about what we do. We keep it low key.
As of right now, and weather can change, but as of right now, like you're saying, everything's looking great. I'm sure the models are predicting great. There's definitely, though, like when I'm just standing outside, even yesterday, right? Like yesterday afternoon, I'm outside. It's like hot. And then I kind of feel like this kind of cool breeze almost kind of come in. And then shortly thereafter, there's like rain clouds and then precipitation. How can we, is there a way, is that right? Like, is that feeling right? Or was that just like the leftover chili dog I ate that kind of changed my internal workings?
Well, I wasn't standing in the exact spot that you were. The chili dog could be a contributing factor. But I'll tell you, that cool breeze that you feel, right, and that wind kicks up, right? It wasn't just a light breeze. It was a pretty strong wind, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we call a gust front. A gust front is actually the air that's rushing out of a strong thunderstorm that could be miles away. So if you feel one of those gust fronts, if you feel the wind kick up, you feel that cool breeze, it gets a little dark, there's a good chance that in the next 15 minutes or so, you're probably going to have a really heavy shower or a strong thunderstorm heading your way. That's all when it rains really heavy, it cools the atmosphere. And all of that air that you're feeling, that breeze that you're feeling, is the cool air that rushes out of the bottom of the thunderstorm and then moves forward. So that's always a good indication that you're about to get wet.
But then storms can just come out of nowhere too, right? Like you're making it sound like there's different kinds of storms that roll in. I assume that's true, right? I'm just not feeling that way right now. It's just true. We've been in the pop-up storm mode yesterday, and
early this morning is kind of a little bit different. Our front is really the spark or the match that we're striking with all of our heat and humidity. So when that front rolls through, it has a better opportunity to lift the air to form thunderstorms. What we've experienced most of the last week or two has been just pop-up storms, and those form basically just off of our heat and humidity. Good way to think about it is like a boiling pot of water. Kind of living in a boiling pot of water, we know there's going to be bubbles. We just don't know exactly where they're going to be. And so that's how our setup has been over the last week or so. Last night, today, early this morning, all mostly driven by that front coming through, which is a forcing mechanism to lift the air. So there are different kinds of thunderstorms. We have regular thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms. And also one thing you'll notice over the last couple of days is anything that's popped up maybe has sat over your area for a little while before it just kind of fizzles out. And with no big weather system around, no strong wind to really push the storms around, they just sort of kind of pop up in random places and have to rain themselves out before they're over.
You more of a hot dog or a hamburger guy on these kind of events where you're outside grilling, type holidays? What kind of guy you go for on the table?
One of both.
Strong move, actually. That's actually the way to do it.
Come on, man. There's no rookie move around here.
All right, Chase Myers, WSIC meteorologist. We appreciate you stopping by this morning. Thanks for keeping us apprised of what to look for on the 4th of July. Again, a big holiday where everyone's outside. Better to know in advance. So you're saying it's clear skies. We're looking great. Everyone's going to have a great time outside.
Clear skies, looking great. The pools, the lake, everything's going to be packed. But it's the 4th, so enjoy it, have fun. Shouldn't have any weather worries.
All right, Chase Myers, WSIC meteorologist. We appreciate you, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for keeping us apprised every 15 minutes here at WSIC.
You got it. Happy 4th, guys.
Happy 4th. We'll see you, Chase. So Chase Myers there for giving the insight there. So now you can rest assured. Now you can know when you wake up on the 4th, your plans can stay intact. Because that's a big factor.
The more you know, absolutely.
Because you're talking about the evening too. By the time you get to that afternoon kind of thing, and you're
correct.
You don't want to have to shift around. That's kind of, especially if you're hosting the people over at your place. I mean, you put the tablecloths out. You got the stuff outside. You got the little candles, probably all the other stuff that comes with it. And so you
can do it with confidence now.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Hershey made a big announcement. They're following suit. They are dropping artificial food dyes from, I guess, everything. Hershey's dropping all artificial dyes from its snacks by 2027. Now, most of Hershey, I guess chocolate in general, is more of a brown color.
Yes.
Is that a natural? I feel like that's more natural, right? If I had to guess.
I want to guess, but the cacao game and chocolate, I'm not 100% sure.
The cacao.
Yes. I believe it comes from the cacao plant.
So 2027. So it's matching that timeline. Because again, remember the rule. We talked about this whenever RFK Jr. made the announcement. It's not like a law. We are strongly suggesting companies to do this.
Correct.
And to play nice with it. I'm not super familiar in the food scene as far as behind the scenes of who the bigger players are, because we've announced Hershey's, General Mills, Heinz, and Nestle. Does anybody else make food besides like Farmers?
Yeah, there are a couple other brands I think we're still waiting to hear from.
Big players, like because really the big ones will trickle down to the small ones, I think is probably the assumption, right? Like if you're one of these big players.
Right, what you get confused, where I get a little lost in the weeds is just the parent companies. You know what I mean? So there's always like, you could say like M&M's.
Is Pop-Tarts General Mills?
I believe so.
Okay. Because that would be a big one. They have a breakfast pastry.
Yes, correct.
Is what they have, for sure. So does every grocery chain. They have their own version of it, too. It's kind of, I guess, I assume that they're probably all.
Yeah, when do we hear from them?
Yeah, when do we hear from the grocery chain? Like, where's Kroger at in all of this? Where are they? Where's Publix at in all of this scenario as well? We've got questions.
You should really stick around to hear what the crazy gang of three have to say next. Good morning, LKN on WSIC.
What if I told you it was going to cool down some? Okay, maybe not really, but we'll just call it not quite as hot for our Wednesday. As our front moves through, a passing shower or storm possible in the morning, then drier for the afternoon. Seasonably warm as our temperatures climb up into the upper 80s. Once we get past our Wednesday, heading into the weekend of the 4th, the trend is just dry and hot. Temperatures hovering around 90 each day. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. The Exchange Club of Mooresville presents the annual Field of Flags this week, Tuesday through Saturday at Lowe's YMCA. The field commemorates our veterans, service members, and first responders. The summer celebration featuring a ceremony, a concert by area favorite Blue Monday, and fireworks will be held on Thursday, July 3rd. Flags are on sale now. Visit Mooresville-LKN to make your purchase, and for more information about the Field of Flags and the summer celebration, Thursday at Lowe's YMCA in Mooresville. Run White and Blue is a run hosted in Huntersville on Friday. There are different options, including 7.4 kilometers, 7.4 miles, and a fun run. The race begins at 7:30 a.m. Visit runsignup.com for details. Friday, July 4th is the annual celebration at Birkdale Village in Huntersville. The event begins at 10 a.m. and features a bike parade around the Birkdale Commons Parkway. Then enjoy the Wet Down by the Huntersville Fire Department. And a block party with exciting activities follows. We'll see you on Friday for the 4th of July in the village. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday with a performance by Walter Finley. Finley offers a soulful rhythm with his smooth vocals in his 6 p.m. show. Visit the 500 Club online for more information on Walter Finley, food, beverages, and tea times. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race number 7 on Tuesday, July 9th. Come celebrate Lugnut's birthday. Bring Lugnut a toy donation and get in free. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information on the Summer Shootout and other 2025 events. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
They're back. More of Justin, Bill, and Mamie now. It's Good Morning LKN from WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning, okay.
Good morning, okay.
7:48. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks again to Chase Myers, WSIC meteorologist, for stopping by, saying, hey, Bill Russell, President Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, will be in at 8:15. Dr. Bargov of Huntington Learning Center at 8:30. Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show, 8:45. Governor Stein signed a few bills yesterday. He signed the PAVE Act, and I do have to make a clerical correction, or just a correction on my statements yesterday about it. So after he signs it, it actually goes, after he signed it, now it's going to go to the Mecklenburg County commissioners, who will vote. They have to vote before it can be put to the referendum on the November ballot. So even though the governor has signed it, it isn't automatically on the ballot in November. Mecklenburg County commissioners do have to vote on it now in order to put it on the ballot. Hard to see them not. Like, it makes it all this way, and if all of a sudden the commissioners who I would imagine had to be involved in some of these conversations, and maybe, commissioners in the past as well, because this is 5 years of planning, I imagine they've been in on these conversations already, and we're kind of anticipating.
Or at least brought up to speed.
Yeah. Hey, we're working on something.
Correct.
We wanted you all to know about it. And so if it doesn't pass the Mecklenburg County commissioners, then this was a big
government at its finest.
This is a big,
government
big
at its
fun
finest.
joke
Yeah.
for 5 years.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. So he did sign the PAVE Act, so that was official. He also signed House Bill 959, which is an interesting one, requiring school systems to adopt policies that limit student cell phone use.
Bueller.
And this one was really, truly bipartisan. I think there was only one nay vote, I think, in the it was single digits from what I saw, I believe. Only one nay vote whenever this one was going through. That's a big topic, though, because there's two sides of the coin. There's the distraction side, social media, just acting a fool, texting, sending pics, all that kind of stuff.
Snapping my friends.
Doing all that. And then the other side of the coin, for those that say, well, wait a second, we have to talk about safety. Because I think that's where, when the cell phones kind of made the big push into the schools, was for safety, for certain events that would go down, and you wish you had some type of way to communicate. with the outside world. And so like emergency communication
Mom, I need you to drop off some pants.
is a big factor for some people
Yeah, it
depending on
happened
their
again.
day. And so now there'll be some guidelines. I
I
imagine
did go before I left.
without even reading this legislation, I assume there's some level of committee or group that will be kind of the czars, the threshold reasonable czars, or
I
whatever
had to
you want
go
to call them.
again.
And the rules can filter through them. They'll probably process complaints, if I had to guess, all those kinds of things that'll happen. But it does seem like some of this onus is going to be on the school systems, CMS,
Great job using the word onus. Go on.
to adopt the policies themselves. And what are the rules? And are the rules going to be all the same? I mean, I imagine there's probably some 7th graders with cell phones now at this point. What age do you think kids got cell phones?
Oh, man, I have no idea. I feel like they all know how to operate them.
They definitely do. They know how to operate them. Noah can operate
Yeah.
a phone.
Correct.
But as far as
Owning.
ownership of, and it's not even really owning, right? But
Right.
in
They're
possession
paying
of a
for
phone.
their own.
Yeah. Let's say middle school.
I like that.
That's different than high school. Multiple reasons. Different building, different curriculum, different age, different hormones.
Different
all that good
athletic
stuff.
ability.
All of that.
Yeah.
And so are the rules going to be based on by school, based on age, based on neighborhood? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But they're going to
I
have
think
to
everybody
do something
should have to submit their social media profile, and it should go all into a calculator that will give you a social media score. And based on your social media score, will tell you how much or how little you can or can't have your phone while you're in school.
Are you talking about social credit?
Yes.
Okay. That's a thing. That's that's something that people are really concerned about with all this kind of connectivity.
Yeah, I think it's like a Black Mirror episode, right?
Not familiar with the reference.
Black Mirror is a show about just dystopian reality.
No, you had me at show.
Yes.
So 959, House Bill 959. We'll find out if what ends up happening as far as the rules. And some districts, right? Like you go to some of these rural counties, 2 schools, 3 schools.
Yeah.
Compared to a CMS with what? How many schools do they have to now? 175? 2,000? What's the number?
It's a lot.
It's a big number. It's a lot to manage. We'll see kind of how that plays out and what the differences are. Governor Stein also signed Senate Bill 55. Oh, excuse me. Maybe that was a different one then. Maybe that was a cell phone one. Maybe I just mixed up I may have just mixed those two up. I'll come back to that. Yeah, I'll come back to that. So he signed a few bills there yesterday. There was a gaggle. Again, the payback being part of it. That's the big one that obviously from our local area that everyone was focused on. I am going to come back because I know one of these bills I really wanted to talk about here. But speaking of schools, the other thing that caught my eye, another CMS principal resigned. And it's just been interesting, like the facts of like the reasoning why. And she's not the first one. This is a Randolph Middle School principal. And forgive me, Jennifer Schroeder.
Principal Schroeder.
She was suspended with pay in May. And then now has since resigned from her position. And she was at Randolph Middle School. But a similar scenario happened with the former principal of Audrey Kell High School.
I did hear about Audrey Kell in the news.
And so
that's become like a lawsuit.
There was a lawsuit that has come up about, I think it related to harassment and things like that with some students.
Correct.
Some other internal stuff.
Yes.
And Jamie Brooks was the principal there, and she had also announced her like in the middle of this. And it's the way that the school is saying like why these principals are getting suspended. They're not disclosing facts.
They can't say anything.
They're not saying it. They're just saying it's it's a personal matter, is all that they're saying. And so where's the line, I guess, too, on personal matter is understandable, right? We are people outside. We have lives outside of work, and I don't necessarily think that just because you work somewhere that then that work can like infiltrate your entire life, right? Everywhere else, like as far as whatever they say at your job means that you have to do everything the way that they want you to in your personal life. I don't think that nexus is there. But as far as disclosing like why certain things are happening, it just seems very vague. You know what I mean? Like,
well, correct. You would think that they could at least say, because don't they have to point to a book and say what
rule did you break?
Yeah. Exactly. Right. Was it a communication error? Was it a oversight error? Was it a, I don't know, clerical error, a rounding error?
And is it one side only wants to keep it vague? Both sides want to keep it vague? Neither side wants to keep it vague. It's just the attorneys want to keep it vague. I don't know the answer on that.
Yeah, I know sometimes when it gets into
You're talking about kids. You're talking about kids.
Right. I mean, but I'm not asking about the kid. I'm
No.
asking about
The
the principal. Correct.
Who's not a kid, arguably, I would assume, right?
I would hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what's happening, but that is weird how I've been seeing resignings.
Yeah. Michael Turner, retired principal, is
He
going to
seems young too.
Yeah. Michael Turner is going to take over interim principal during the summer period and oversee the beginning of the 2025-2026 school year. That is for Randolph. What caught my eye, so this article was on WCNC, that is the same, which I didn't even know this. Did you know in 2024, Turner took over at Hopewell High School?
Yes.
As well, after its principal was suspended.
Right. We're just handing out suspensions over
And in
here.
2019, Turner filled in at Westmeck High School after its principal resigned. So I guess Turner's just kind of like a floating principal. Like, hey, you need a
Turner
principal?
comes in, cleans it up.
Yeah, just take it.
He's got a good system.
Takes it and runs with it.
Good program.
Yeah. Knows when to cut it loose. You know what I mean? Go out on top.
Hey, you know when you see Turner, he's like the weather guy who always shows up.
Yeah.
Like what is his name? Brad Panovich or something? Like something happened.
Something went down.
Something went down here. You got
Something
Principal
went down.
Turner.
Something went down in Lake Norman. NCDEQ put out this advisory on June 19th. I don't have this link on the sheet, by the way. Sorry. This is just from the North Carolina Environmental Quality website. Since June 16th, I guess the NCDEQ, so this is the Department of Environmental Quality, Division of Water Resources, DWR, advises the public to avoid contact with green or blue water in Lake Norman due to algae blooms. And they've been lingering in the area since June 16th.
Oh, man, they don't all look kind of green.
And blue. You tell me, wait a second.
Blue water.
I can't touch the blue water?
That's just a refract.
I can't touch the blue water?
Oh, man. It might as well rain.
on the 4th?
If we can't do nothing, we can't touch the lake.
Yeah.
I can't touch the blue water or the green water.
Algae blooms have been observed at multiple locations on the lake in Catawba, Iredell, Lincoln, and Mecklenburg counties. Reports have been concentrated at the northeastern portion of the lake. Algae blooms may move due to wind and wave action. DWR investigated blooms at 5 locations, determined the blooms are dominated by Dolichlosphorum, previously known as Anabaena Dolichlosphorum, belong to the algae group Cyanobacteria, also known as blue-green algae. Cyanobacteria blooms usually appear bright green, but when a bloom starts to decay, the color can change to a milky blue. Decaying algae may produce a strong, foul odor that can impact a large area. It can also produce microcystins, a type of algae toxin that may cause adverse health effects in humans and pets. Rapid preliminary testing of samples collected on June 17 did not detect microcystins. So while it can, I guess the testing is showing, as of now. But they're saying like it can, like just because right now it says it's not toxic doesn't mean tomorrow it's not toxic. So,
yeah, I don't like that news report, man.
So if you're going on the lake, especially in that northeast territory,
You're good. Just stay out of the blue water
and the green water.
and the green water.
Just stick to the brown water.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W264CU Statesville.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
facility in the Florida Everglades.
Officials here think they have found their way around a huge bottleneck, and that is the number of illegal immigrants waiting to see a deportation judge. If they're not just going to be caught and released, they need to have a deportation hearing. So what they're going to do down in Florida is they're going to take qualified National Guard judge advocates, and they are going to deputize them as immigration judges. That could allow many migrants to have hearings within 48 hours, limiting their time at Alligator Alcatraz. Tom Homan, the border czar, now reports total Border Patrol encounters for the entire month of June 2025 was 6,070. That is less than a single day under Biden.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. The Sean Diddy Combs jury in New York has reached yet to be disclosed verdicts on 4 of 5 counts and resumes deliberations today on the most complicated racketeering conspiracy charge. The Dalai Lama says he will have a reincarnated successor and has a message for the Chinese government.
Just days before his 90th birthday, Tibet's spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, has confirmed he won't be the last to hold the title. He sent a video address to a religious conference saying the 600-year-old institution will continue after his death. China views the Dalai Lama as a separatist and insists it will choose his successor. But in his statement, the Dalai Lama said only a trust he established will have the authority to make that call. Tibetan Buddhists believe senior monks are reincarnated, and the Dalai Lama is chosen if officials are convinced he harbours the soul of his predecessor. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The Australian airline Qantas says a data hack on Monday exposed the personal information of 6 million customers, including some email addresses, phone numbers, birth dates, and frequent flyer numbers. No credit card or passport information, though. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
What if I told you it was going to cool down some? Okay, maybe not really, but we'll just call it not quite as hot for our Wednesday. As our front moves through, a passing shower or storm possible in the morning, then drier for the afternoon. Seasonably warm as our temperatures climb up into the upper 80s. Once we get past our Wednesday, heading into the weekend of the 4th, the trend is just dry and hot. Temperatures hovering around 90 each day. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
If you need home medical equipment, call Lowry Drug in Statesville. We have everything you need in stock, including portable oxygen concentrators, CPAPs, masks, lift chairs, wheelchairs, scooters, hospital beds, supplies, and anything else you need. Get it when you need it. Check out LowryDrug.com or call 704-873-2247. Lowry Drug, your hometown source since 1959, across from Iredell Memorial Hospital. We are worth the drive. Come see us.
Warning, no lifeguard on duty. We're back with more Good Morning LKN, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning, LKN. 8:06. Happy Wednesday to you. Going to chat with Bill Russell, President of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce at 8:15. After we get a look at the streets with Jeff and ICATS, right? ICATS.com. 8:30, Dr. Bargov of Huntington Learning Center going to be joining us this morning. And then Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries. We're going to hang out with Patrick, see how his day is going, how his weekend is looking. The, quote, big, beautiful bill, that's the spending bill that the federal government has been working on for a little bit, passed the Senate yesterday. And so now it gets kicked back to the House. And particularly what it was of interest, it seemed like here kind of toward the end, was the concept of EVs and solar and wind energy provisions. That's where Elon kind of started getting a little dicey again with President Trump. And it looks like that this version that passed the Senate, Sawyer Merritt put this out on X. At the last minute, the controversial excise tax on solar and wind energy projects was removed. I don't know if that was enough of the needle for Elon to be friends again with President Trump. I don't know. Some of the bill impacts EVs renewables. The $7,500 EV credit for new car sales, $4,000 credit for used EVs, and $7,500 credit for commercial EV will end on September 30th, 2025. Alternative fuel vehicle refueling property credit ends June 30th, 2026. home energy efficiency improvements ends for improvements placed in service after December 31st, 2025. Residential clean energy credit ends for expenditures made after December 31st, 2025. New energy efficient home credit ends June 30th, 2026. The new language would also keep investment and production tax credits for wind and solar through June 2026 and base eligibility on when projects start construction. And so something that's a little bit more generous, I guess we'll say, compared to where they thought it was going to actually end up landing at. A lot of these kind of concepts, so you wouldn't know what these are if you weren't out there trying to buy EV stuff or do renewable energy stuff or make these type of major, infrastructure like improvements to your own property. And so they're tax credits, though. I mean, this is what it is. This is how funny money on paper is what I kind of call it, right? You spend the money on something, and then because you did that, then you can reduce your taxable income on paper in one way.
The big game.
Shape or another. So, but it's not surprising that the renewable energy stuff, green stuff, all that was coming up for conversation here. I mean, that's what President Trump ran on. So it certainly can't be that surprising. So it goes back to the House, the changes that they made. We'll see if they get anything done. I don't know if they're saying they think they can get it done before Friday. That was originally one of the conversations. I think they're trying to. I don't know, though, whether or not it actually happens or not. So we'll see. Linda McMahon, I think she's former WWE. I don't know if she's technically still with the WWE or not. Her husband, Vince McMahon, really also played a big part in that. But she is the U.S. Education Secretary. She made a announcement yesterday. This has to do with the men and women in women's sports kind of concept, and whether or not dudes should be allowed. That's still an ongoing conversation, obviously. But she made an announcement about UPenn in particular, calling out a very specific school here. And so here's the clip. Here's some of that audio from yesterday during one of her speeches.
The university will be sending a personal apology to every female athlete who was forced to compete against a man.
So UPenn is going to be issuing personal apologies to every female who had to compete against, I guess we're okay calling them men in women's sports leagues. From, I guess, throughout all of their sports that they have there. And there's a lot of different sports. There's a lot of different athletes.
They have probably the more controversial one is the swimmer.
Yeah.
That they had. I believe that's the only kind of person in question here who just crushed records.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's one that was the one that was made the super public kind of forward conversation.
Correct. I don't think they have too many other transgendered athletes on their other teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're sending letters to all the ladies and letting them know that they're sorry, I guess.
I guess. Yeah, that's a very tricky it's not so tricky. We just talk about it so much that it makes me think
it's more confusing than what it is.
It's not. So I just don't. Yeah.
I guess I'd be curious to see what the apology said, especially being personal apology. You know what I mean? Like, personal apology means you know me, like you know my favorite color.
Right. Sorry for absolutely dog walking you at that competition. I crushed you. Wasn't even my strongest swim. I was sick that day. Sorry.
I'll do better next time.
Yeah.
I'll do better. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm sure those will make it to the internet. I imagine some of these letters will definitely make it to the internet. So the wording, hopefully, is I'm sure it's reviewed by attorneys and everything else along the way. Speaking of attorneys and trials and everything else, the Diddy trial. Got an update for you here. So interesting. I guess the jury has been deliberating for a couple of days, and they've come out and said that they have reached a verdict on 4 out of 5 counts that are still being charged against Diddy. The 4 that they have reached a verdict on: count 2, sex trafficking of Cassie; count 3, the Mann Act related to Cassie; count 4, sex trafficking of Jane Doe; and the Mann Act related to a Jane Doe. So the jury has said, and they don't say which way they're leaning, obviously, at this point, but they've said that they have reached the verdict on those 4. What they are still undecided on, I guess, are racketeering charges, like RICO charges.
Right. I figured that was the layup, though.
You thought that was the layup?
I thought if they get you on RICO, they got you.
Right, but they didn't get him. They haven't gotten him on RICO at this point yet. It's because the jury is, at this point, they're saying still deadlocked, or they can't decide. And so if they don't reach a verdict and it's a mistrial,
oh wow,
then the question is, will they try to prosecute again on it or not? But I don't know. It probably also depends too on the other 4 counts. You know what I mean? Because like if they get them on the other ones, then they can just spend as much time.
Right?
As they want
do they have to spend as much time as they need to deliberate, or do they have a certain time?
The judge kind of moves them along.
Right.
It's a judge's discretion, kind of like
correct.
They bring the jury. You guys say you haven't reached. What's going on?
Right.
Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Can we get any movement? What do you need? They try to have those kind of conversations for sure. And
right.
so we'll see. We'll see if we get some kind of major announcement. Is this going to be one that's going to shock the world one way or another? I guess it kind of did just whenever they arrested, did he, right? Or he fled to wherever he was going. I don't know. But we'll see what happens.
We will.
Yeah, we will find out. Coming up in a little bit, we've got Bill Russell, President of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce. Also got Huntington Learning Center, Dr. Bargov, and Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ed Show.
More Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie is on the way from 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
What if I told you it was going to cool down some? Okay, maybe not really, but we'll just call it not quite as hot for our Wednesday. As our front moves through, a passing shower or storm possible in the morning, then drier for the afternoon. Seasonably warm as our temperatures climb up into the upper 80s. Once we get past our Wednesday, heading into the weekend of the 4th, the trend is just dry and hot. Temperatures hovering around 90 each day. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. The Exchange Club of Mooresville presents the annual Field of Flags this week, Tuesday through Saturday at Lowe's YMCA. The field commemorates our veterans, service members, and first responders. The summer celebration featuring a ceremony, a concert by area favorite Blue Monday, and fireworks will be held on Thursday, July 3rd. Flags are on sale now. Visit Mooresville-LKN exchange.org to make your purchase and for more information about the Field of Flags and the summer celebration, Thursday at Lowe's YMCA in Mooresville. Run White and Blue is a run hosted in Huntersville on Friday. There are different options, including 7.4 kilometers, 7.4 miles, and a fun run. The race begins at 7:30 a.m. Visit runsignup.com for details. Friday, July 4th is the annual celebration at Birkdale Village in Huntersville. The event begins at 10 a.m. and features a bike parade around the Birkdale Commons Parkway. Then enjoy the wet down by the Huntersville Fire Department. And a block party with exciting activities follows. We'll see you on Friday for the 4th of July in the village. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday with a performance by Walter Finley. Finley offers a soulful rhythm with his smooth vocals in his 6 p.m. show. Visit the 500 Club online for more information on Walter Finley, food, beverages, and tea times. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race number 7 on Tuesday, July 9th. Come celebrate Lugnut's birthday. Bring Lugnut a toy donation and get in free. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information on the Summer Shootout and other 2025 events. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
It all started with a little meet cute at Paloma in Mooresville, where flavors intertwine and moments become lasting memories. Craft cocktails, elegant small bites that aren't so small. Live music Thursday to Saturday. Visit palomacocktails.com and see what everyone's whispering about.
Give us a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 8:18. Happy Wednesday to you. Getting closer and closer to the 4th of July. Let's check how those streets are doing. RideICATS.com, alternative transportation. $3 each day, each way to commute from Iredell County down to the city of Charlotte. Cruising in the HOV lane. With Jeff. Good morning, sir. How are things looking?
Good morning. If you're in Charlotte on Brookshire Freeway, westbound between North Church Street and toll entrance, there's an accident with injuries there that's got things backed up. Besides that, 77 southbound around Sanford Road, Gilead Road, there's some slowdowns in that area, heavy congestion. If you're going into the city of Charlotte, there's a backup trying to get onto Brookshire Freeway, so it's got traffic slowed in that area. 77 northbound from around Gilead Road up to Sanford Road. Be prepared for some stop-and-go traffic in that area. Besides that, everything was pretty good. Secondary road, Statesville, Troutman, and Mooresville, I've not heard of any issues this morning.
All right, keeping those people in our thoughts and prayers this morning down on Brookshire. And, Jeff, we appreciate you keeping us surprised on the rest of the streets. Patient pants required this morning. We so appreciate you and look forward to chatting tomorrow.
All right, have a great day.
You too, sir. RideICATS.com, $1 from your front door each day to run errands around Iredell County. $1 on Tuesdays. You can go to the VA in Salisbury. Thursday, you can go to Winston-Salem. Fridays, you can go to Hickory. It's all for $1. You just got to schedule it. RideICATS.com. Someone who knows, seen many 4th of July celebrations, probably here in the Lake Norman area over the years. Bill Russell, president of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, also host of Town Talk. It airs every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. Bill, are you a big fireworks guy?
So you just said I've seen many 4th of July celebrations. Is that saying that I am a senior? Is that what you're implying?
I just meant you have been in the Lake Norman area for some time. For some time. And I'm not quantifying it. I'm not calling you old. I definitely wouldn't do that to you, sir.
You know, I tell you, yes, I always did like fireworks, but now as I get older with the sheepdog and animals, I cringe when they start firing off these fireworks, because let me tell you, when I'm down at the farm, some of those folks who are farmers and they don't really have a lot of money, but by gosh almighty, they always have enough money to go out and buy fireworks. And then if I'm down at Charleston with Susan, fireworks are going off there too, and Henry is just running all over the house, so we have to try to sedate him. But yeah, I like watching fireworks. It's always very, very nice.
South Carolina's a little bit definitely looser too, where the farm's at there, so it must get real rowdy down there.
Yeah, not as much legislation and prohibiting types of fireworks in South Carolina. So you're going to see more fireworks. I mean, up here, it's always fireworks, but they're usually professionally done. You just don't have yourself going out and firing. You have to go buy those fireworks. And I think North Carolina, all you really can get is like sparklers and firecrackers.
Smoke bombs. I don't even know if smoke bombs are still even legal here or not. Speaking of legislation, Governor Stein signed the PAVE Act yesterday.
We knew that was coming down the pike. It sent it to the House, and the Senate got through with the bill on I think it was like Thursday or Friday. It sailed to the Senate. So, going to the voters. I think now it goes back to Mecklenburg County, I believe, and the county then has the opportunity to put it on the ballot, but you'll see it in November.
Do you anticipate any way, shape, or form it doesn't pass by the Mecklenburg County commissioners to make it to the ballot in November?
I think the likelihood of it not passing is extremely remote with Mecklenburg County Board of County Commissioners. Yes, I think you can absolutely count on it on the ballot in November.
And so this being a 1 cent sales tax increase, potentially, that, again, the voters will decide upon in November, assuming voters Mecklenburg County commissioners, pass it through. I don't want to – I say that it's a shoo-in, and then all of a sudden, right, I'm the top signal, Bill, so in some way, shape, or form, I end up crushing the entire PAVE Act. I'd rather not do that. But the big piece of it being transportation, how would you describe the current need, not as far as the methodology to pay for it, but the need of transportation? Is it a real need around the Lake Norman area, we'll say the North Mech territory?
Certainly part of that component is absolutely critical. There's what it's going to, I think it's like 40% would be sent back to the towns, and I don't know if I have this formula right, but it's a portion, but I think it's 40% back to the towns to be able to do road projects within their communities. And then the other 60% would be, I think, going to transit, which would include the rail line, the North Red Line that we've been talking about, and bus and micro and all of that component. So I think that's the breakdown, but don't hold me to that. Now, do we need more road improvement projects in our community? Absolutely. So and to be extremely honest, and this is my own personal view, because the Chamber of Commerce, we have taken the position of we think the voters should decide. We have not taken a position whether we're saying the Chamber of Commerce supports or opposes this tax. Let the voters decide it. But if you're asking me, if it were a half cent, and that half cent were going to the towns to put into local community road projects, absolutely, we would be carrying the flag on that. I mean, that is critical to what we need to do. So I think we do need more road funding. The other component, transit, again, the voters will decide that.
This is the second time too for those that have just moved here even in recent years. I mean, this is really the second time this process is going through. Do you recall the first time? Is that part of the lack of excitement? Walk me through that.
Absolutely. 25 years ago, and yes, our Chamber of Commerce aggressively went out there and lobbied on behalf of this tax, because we were told at that particular point this was going to be bringing that red line to the area. So this was going to be busing and rail line. And so, yes, we were absolutely 100% on board. Of course, that red line component never happened in the course of 25 years. And now we have an opportunity. If we give them another cent, we'll get it in 10 years. So, again, this will be up to the voters to decide it, and we'll see what shakes out. But the Chamber has not taken a position whether we support or oppose it.
We're talking with Bill Russell, president of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce. He's also host of Town Talk, airs every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. I guess I shouldn't be asking this. I should know. What's on tap for the show today, Bill?
Well, we have the general manager of WSIC that's going to be there front and center. But we have Andy Upchurch with Ben 110. And being that we're going into the 4th of July weekend, we're going to have Andy come in and talk about the social history of bourbon and whiskey and how that affected the formation of the United States of America.
Deep
but
history.
We also have Andy Yates on board. There's been a lot of things going on in D.C. as well. I mean, certainly now with the fallout with Senator Tillis that we saw happen on Sunday. Certainly he is going to serve out his term, but now you got people jockeying for that position. And you have filing, which starts next week. So we're going to be talking about, and the big, beautiful bill sailed through. Well, it didn't sail through, but it got approved in the Senate, but now it's going to go into the House. It's going to be an uphill fight in the House because you've got a lot of moderates and fiscal conservatives who are not real happy that the Senate kind of increased spending, and they wanted to curtail that. So we will see how that shakes out in the House, but we're going to get Andy's opinion on what's happening politically. So we're going to be talking politics over some bourbon.
Great way to talk politics for sure there, especially over a prolonged period of time. But for Senator Tillis' seat, I mean, that's got a... That had to. Do you think that was a shock to a lot of people the way that it just happened so rapidly, or no? Do you think really that it was kind of almost expected that by 2026 we'd be looking at new blood, if you would, for that seat in particular, or no idea and everything in between?
If you'd asked me last Wednesday, I would have absolutely told you he's running for re-election. Tom had just hired some of Trump's campaign people for his own campaign. So as of last Wednesday, he was 100% dead certain going to be running for re-election. But when he decided he could not support the bill, the big, beautiful bill in its present form with the cuts to Medicaid and Medicare, which he had deep convictions about, and he came out and said, I cannot vote and will not vote to send this forward, and if it goes forward, will not vote for it. And once Trump said that he would primary him, he had really no chance, zero chance of being able to win that primary if you don't have Trump's endorsement. the fact of the matter is, that he had to have that. That Trump carries so much political weight in North Carolina, particularly with that base. He could not overcome that. And so the handwriting was on the wall.
Now, that's the midterms next year in 2026. We have a ways to go before we get there. A lot of news cycles between now and then. Like you mentioned, even now, the primary. I did see some comments coming out from Mark Robinson, so we'll see if he jumps back into it at all as well. But for this year, you got local elections going on. How are those shaping up from what you hear and see going on in the local towns?
I think in Davidson, you're going to have one incumbent drop out and one person run for a seat. I don't really expect it's going to be a lot of folks in Davidson. That's all I'm hearing really is kind of swapping out somebody. That's how it's done up there. There's no campaigning. It's just moving on. Cornelius, you might have a few people jump into this race. But in Huntersville, it's going to be a rodeo. You're going to see a wide open race down there. Certainly, you already have two people vying for mayor. The current incumbent, Christy Clark, Dan Boone. He was served as a commissioner for a few terms. He ran last time, but it was two Republicans running against a Democrat. This right now it's just him and her. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Bill Russell.
But you're going to have several people lining up. The incumbents. I haven't heard of anybody down there in Huntersville who's not running as an incumbent. Yeah. Amanda Dumas. She's not running, and then there is somebody that she sort of selected to take her place. So you do have one incumbent not running in Huntersville, but it's going to be that's going to be the races to watch.
Bill Russell, president of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, host of Town Talk. Looking forward to the deep, thoughtful discussion this afternoon, Bill. Looking forward to it.
All right, buddy. You take care.
See ya.
Day heading into the weekend of the 4th, the trend is just dry and hot. Temperatures hovering around 90 each day. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Welcome home to Comfort. Family-owned, community-focused, Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to have served our community for over 40 years. We treat you as family because you are family. Your comfort is our business. Visit hornhvac.com today.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Have you taken the Desco Challenge? Desco is where the professional goes for electrical supplies.
My name is Ashley. I just redid the lighting in my home, and the customer experience at Desco was second to none.
See for yourself at DescoInc.com.
Jay White here from Central Line of Realty. At Central Line of Realty, we believe it's all about you. If you're selling a home, buying a home, or adding doors to your rental portfolio, put the team at Central Line of Realty to work for you. Go to centrallineofrealty.com and let's get started.
Harness the healing power of horses. With the amazing staff at Willow Equine in Mooresville, we create a supportive environment conducive to healing and growth, dedicated to self-discovery and overcoming adversity. There's a program for you at willowequine.com.
Discover your next great experience at Kane Center for the Arts, where art and community come alive. From stunning gallery exhibits to captivating live performances, we're here to inspire, connect, and celebrate the arts. Visit kanearts.org.
Need a ride? ICATS has you covered. Tuesdays to the VA in Salisbury, Thursday to Winston-Salem, and Fridays to Hickory. Plus, run errands every day around Iredell County for just $1. Visit rideicats.com.
Lights, curtain, action.
Mooresville Community Children's Theater is where kids become confident, creative, and collaborative, on stage and behind the scenes. With shows, workshops, and mentorship, they're building more than just performers. They're building tomorrow's stars and leaders. Lake Norman Woman is proud to support and recognize Mooresville Community Children's Theater as one of the nonprofit organizations impacting our community at the Lake Norman Woman of the Year Gala, presented by OptiMed. Join us in cheering on the magic makers of Mooresville.
Home of the best talk.
WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Qantas Airways says it expects that a significant amount of customer data was stolen by a cyber attack targeting one of its contact centers. Australia's biggest airline says it's investigating how criminals gained access to a third-party platform that held the service records of some 6 million customers. Qantas joins a growing list of airlines targeted by hackers in recent weeks, including Hawaiian Airlines and Canada's WestJet. Warner Music is looking to cut $300 million in costs and says that almost two-thirds of the savings will come through job cuts. The company is trying to free up money for growth areas, including a just-announced joint venture to buy music catalogs. Bloomberg has learned that partnership includes talks to acquire the catalog of the Red Hot Chili Peppers for more than $300 million. Stock futures have been fluctuating this morning after a mixed close for Wall Street yesterday. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq pulled back from record highs, but the Dow finished higher, jumping 400 points. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
No radio? No worries.
Just ask Alexa to play WSIC.
Want to talk with Justin, Bill, or Mamie? Give them a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 8:34. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks again to Bill Russell, president of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, also host of Town Talk every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. Sounds like it'll be a deep conversation this afternoon, so be sure to check out the show. If you miss it live, you can catch it on demand anytime via the WSIC News app. It's available on iOS and Google Play. All 35 hours of content that we do each week here at WSIC is available for you via the WSIC News app. A lot of introspective, deep science and analytical aspects go into that. And maybe there's been some research done at some point. There's a lot of research that usually happens in the federal government, a lot of health-related things as well. The NIH has a new rule that's starting up, and it actually started yesterday. The U.S. National Institute of Health is now required, as of July 1st, to make their scientific papers available to read for free as soon as they are published in a peer-reviewed journal. So I guess in the past, basically they would just keep them behind paywalls, all of these research papers that they would do that receive funding from federal tax dollars. I mean, the U.S. National Institute of Health would be funding them. That is a government entity, if you would, a government realm. And so those dollars going toward that research from taxpayers, well, in the past, they've been behind these paywalls and these platforms where you have to pay to be able to review. The concern in the science community and the medical community is, well, wait a second, if I have to pay to review it, you know, if we're talking about real science right here, why are we having to pay to review this stuff? It's going to reduce the number of people that are then looking at it and trying to figure out, okay, is it legit? Is it not? I guess this was originally supposed to take effect December 31st this year, but President Trump and obviously RFK Jr., I think, stepped up that timeline. A lot of people it seems to be, I guess, kind of split. I don't know how necessarily. I don't know why you would want it to necessarily just be behind the paywall.
I want to pay.
Okay, then that's the thought. It's like, do you really want to pay behind the paywall? Do the researchers make more money from these, publications? I mean, you're talking billions and billions of dollars when we're looking at these are real papers that, like, the medical community needs to review, like, type research. This isn't like, hey, man, I made this peanut butter and jelly today. I figured out the right ratio and go ahead and sign up for my newsletter to be able to see
So it's
that.
still for the scientists only. So this is like scientist peer reviewed. Or
Correct.
are they opening this up for everybody to peer review?
So if the research was funded by the NIH, the
Okay.
U.S. National Institute of Health, and then you go to the peer review level, because I think all science, like in medical stuff, like at some point, it needs to be peer reviewed in order to be
100%.
validated, right?
Correct.
Like let someone who hasn't been involved in those copious amounts of hours, days, weeks, months, years of research, then
third
look
party,
at what you
yes.
put it out for. And so if you get the NIH funding and you go to the peer-reviewed journal, at that point, it's got to be made free for the public to also be able to see it.
Right.
I
Now,
mean,
so some of these papers wouldn't necessarily be set in stone yet.
It's a fair question, and we're talking more of just like a methodology of science right now.
The
It's
scientific
the
method.
scientific method. And once it's peer-reviewed, I mean, like if they agree with you and your research,
Correct. What I hope is that just the average Joe doesn't log on, review it, say, just slow down the process. You know what I mean?
I'm wondering too is I think a lot of this ends up where you could take it if you're just Joe Schmo, you and I, you see this thing and like, I don't know what any of these words are. I don't know what this
Correct.
math is on it.
Correct.
But I can upload this as a PDF into an AI that can review it
and
for
break
me
it
at
down
that
for me.
point. And I think that's also a lot of this is the technology side getting access to the research. Because these companies that, that we're researching for, if it's the latest breakthrough, there's usually a price tag associated with whatever that breakthrough is, whether that's a product, whether that's a service, no matter what it is. And so then at that point, it's definitely money to be made. And so if there's federal tax dollars, if there's public tax dollars involved in the process, then what NIH is saying is that you got to make it public for people to be able to review. We really need to talk to an education expert. That's what we need. We need to talk to somebody who knows about education, what it takes for kids to succeed, for adults to succeed, to learn. Dr. Bargov of the Huntington Learning Center located in Huntersville joins us this morning. How are you, Doc?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Huntington Learning Center, new owner there. You had the grand opening. What an awesome time of the year. Really, because kids can pay attention a little bit maybe right now. Not as much as far as so much learning during the day, more just kind of the fun play stuff. Talk to us about Huntington Learning Center and some of the current programs you guys have in place for kids to be able, during the summertime, to use.
Yeah. So now they have something called beginning of grade. Basically, they start during the July time. So we have offers going on for beginning of grade we have military offers for 10%. And I also mentioned the WSIC viewers, they do get 10% off as well.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And I hear what happens is with beginning of grade, basically they would have not done well in their end of the grade stuff. So instead of pushing them just to another grade, where the middle schoolers will have really tough time when they're moving on to high school. They'll have issues with the word problems and algebra, calculus, and all other major math problems and comprehension and other science-related subjects. But this is the time where they can utilize their time. I know vacation time. You should have finished your vacation by now. July, it's time to get back to school. So beginning of the grade, we have syllabus set up for them, curriculum set up for the students. They can come and enroll and make use of this time so that their kids are just not passed off.
Dr. Barber, the program itself that you offer, the different options you have, is it kids coming in for 40 hours a week to sit down and learn, or how does the program work as far as number of hours and what people can expect there?
So we are open from Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So basically, you can utilize the time. So in case if you want to come all 5 days, you're welcome. If you want to come 6 days, you're welcome. In case if you have other programs, you want to stop by for 2 or 3 days, that's also welcome. And we have a differentiated schedule for everyone. So kindergarten to third grade, basically we do for 1 hour. For kindergarten to first grade, 1 hour. Then second grade to third grade, it is 1.5 hours. Then from fourth grade onwards, it's 2 hours. Basically, they can come in for 2 hours. And the span depends on your availability. So we do have tailorized approach with us. It's not that it's all fixed schedule. So we have one-on-one tutoring. The tutor is assigned to one particular student. So if they say, okay, I want to come from 3 to 4, okay, we have a tutor available for that. So if they say, okay, I want to come from 10:30 to 11:30, so we have a tutor available for that. So if they say, okay, we'll be late, we can only make from 10:45 to 11:45 or 12:45, 2 hours. Okay, we have tutor available. So we make sure that we cater to the student needs rather than, because we understand that their time is valuable. So they have so the kids won't for them to react properly. So we want to make sure that they are catered properly, and they do finish their soccer games, basketball, swimming, whatever it is, right? Then after that they can come and attend the classes. The main reason why I'm saying that is that they should not be just passed off, right? They know they're not doing well. Parents know they're not doing well. Students know they're not doing well. So their mind should set up that okay, I'm not doing well. There's something which I need to get things right. Get it right and move on, rather than just moving on. Later on, you realize that there's a lot of things you need to catch up, and then your mind won't be set to catch up all those things, right? Because suddenly there's so much of pressure during the high school time that most of them will feel that pressure, and they don't want to do such things, and they'll move on to other easier options, right? So it's better not late.
Dr. Bhargav of Huntington Learning Center offering flexible times for you throughout the summertime if you want to help your kid catch up or maybe get even a little bit ahead, and that option is there. And as far as the actual curriculum goes, is it flexible? And like, maybe I know a little bit of the math, but I need a little bit of help here, or I need a little bit of help in reading, or a little bit of help in science. Do you tailor, when you say tailored, is that the level of tailoring as far as the course concepts too?
Yes, so we have something called academic evaluation. So we, right from the beginning when Huntington started, the main reason Huntington got famous is the tailorized approach. So with the academic evaluation, we get to know where they're weak. So let's say they're weak in writing portion, or they're weak in this part of math. So with academic evaluation, we get to know even the kindergarten student, right, whether what they're lacking in. The middle schoolers, what they're lacking in. So based on that, we give them a tailorized approach rather than we throwing them some syllabus, right? Based on that, then later on we have teachers who do analyze the students when they come in for classes, and they say, okay, in particular math, so this student does not, he knows factors, but decimals he's having issues. Same decimals, word problem, he's having issues. So what we do is then we move on and do more of such kind of problems, rather than just sticking onto one particular syllabus and throwing them notes or curriculum stuff, which is of no use, because we know that based on the teacher's experience, we know that let's say at the beginning we do an academic evaluation, then after 12 hours we again come back and discuss what needs to be changed. So we don't just start off and leave it there. So we continuously improve. It's called continuous improvement. So teachers see the curriculum, or see how what the student needs, basically. So based on that, we'll improve our schedule and the curriculum, and then cater to the students.
Dr. Bhargav, Huntington Learning Center, located in Huntersville, conveniently there for you. If your child needs a little bit of help during the summertime, now is a great time to sign up. You get the discount, too. Just tell them WSIC sent you. Dr. Bhargav, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
It's great to see you. Huntington Learning Center. Check them out in Huntersville. Great opportunity.
Party with exciting activities follows. We'll see you on Friday for the 4th of July in the Village. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday with a performance by Walter Finley. Finley offers a soulful rhythm with his smooth vocals in his 6 p.m. show. Visit the 500 Club online for more information on Walter Finley, food, beverages, and tea times. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race number 7 on Tuesday, July 9th. Come celebrate Lugnut's birthday. Bring Lugnut a toy donation and get in free. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information on the Summer Shootout and other 2025 events. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
They're back. More of Justin, Bill, and Mamie now. It's Good Morning LKN from WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning, LKN 8:48. Happy Wednesday to you. Wow, already in the middle of the week, but it's one of those short weeks with the holiday coming up, so you're kind of more 3/4 of the way through. Already more than halfway through the year, 3/4 of the way through the week, and some people ending their entire career. Someone who's just getting started with theirs, Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. Whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, you hang out with Patrick Reynolds. 844-STUDIO-4, 844-788-3464. But someone who did retire, the NFL's longest tenured mascot, who was for the Kansas City Chiefs. Is it Wolfie? Or what was his name? What's his name?
Oh no, Wolfie's a totally different ball game here.
Different ball game. Okay, whatever the Kansas City's mascot is, he looks like a wolf.
He does kind of look like a wolf here.
He
like a coyote.
The mascot guy. Now I think the mascot will stay the same, but the guy in the suit.
So he's the one tenured. Yes.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
And I think this video is just like music in the background. Kansas City put out this kind of like tribute video to him. 35 years. Guy's name is Dan. Forgive me.
Classic.
Yeah. He has been the mascot. 35 years.
35 years since 1990. He's seen a lot.
Multiple championships. A lot of wins.
Shout out to him for going out on top too. I mean,
a lot of losses. Probably like multiple stadiums too, right? In 35 years, I don't think they have the same one.
Arrowhead though. Arrowhead's kind of historic.
Oh, it's been there. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe they've made improvements to it over the years.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Changed some things. So, but 35 years underneath the suit, and then kind of spoiler at the end of this video, you see him. You see like his face.
No way.
You see him. Yeah.
Are you
watch.
serious?
Wait, here it comes. Boom. There you go, your guy Dan right
Not
here.
what I thought he looked like.
No, not what you would expect from a guy in a suit, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like Kenny on South Park when he finally took the hood off.
Yeah, exactly.
Shedding his weight there. He looks great.
Exactly.
I'll just be a fan. He'll miss it. He'll be back.
Do you know the name of the guy who's Sir Purr? Or girl? Because I don't want to assume it's also a guy. Like, I don't want to be
absolutely
sexist about
don't.
it.
I absolutely do not.
Yeah.
I feel like that stuff's like, you got to keep that
That's
close to
coveted.
the chest. Yeah.
For sure. Only if you're in, you know.
Correct.
That's it. Because you can't be telling kids
And
that
even
kind
if
of
you're
stuff,
in,
you know?
you're not really sure. You're
That's
like,
true.
I think
Yeah.
it's him.
Is it?
He's not here. I've never seen him and the mascot in the same room. So, yeah.
Dan, blink twice if it's you.
Dan.
Yeah.
You in there, Dan.
How do you know Sir Purr's not different people too?
Very true.
It's a fair
You know?
question.
Yeah.
Does
it
it
always
matter?
the
Does
same?
it
Serve
affect
her
the
by
fandom? A group has been chosen. Kind of like the Power Rangers.
Correct.
Like if they just had the same color costume.
Right.
Kind of
Go, Sir Purr.
Yeah, that's right.
I like it. There's something there.
Patrick Reynolds, host of the Home Ad Show, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries. We're coming up on the third day of the week this week. Birthday, anniversary, what's it been like so far this week?
We've had birthday winners, but we had several. I think we had more anniversary contestants yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a good week for anniversary contestants.
But not on the win board, though.
Not on the win board, though. But much to Mamie Lee's theory, possibly the holiday week, people scheduled their weddings in years past around a holiday. Just
that's
for
true.
that. You know, sometimes people do that. So maybe that's what I'm seeing here is the elevation of anniversary being called in.
It's very possible.
Very as our math diagnosis continues on the wheel of birthdays and anniversaries.
You're a sports guy, too. Obviously, we talk NASCAR quite a bit. Have you ever been into soccer, though?
Yeah.
You've been a soccer guy?
Yeah, I was recently. I played soccer in middle school and then probably hasn't touched a soccer ball since. But recent, the addition of Charlotte FC to our area has rekindled my interest in the sport.
Okay, there is a new soccer league out of China that we should check out together here. I think what would be most appropriate is if we play-by-play this because it's just music, and so we're able to just kind of work through it, together. Do you want to play-by-play this with me?
Yeah, so we got 2 teams here. We'll go with the robots versus the Terminators.
Okay.
They're playing soccer here. It looks like the Terminators need to probably spend a little more time not getting injured here.
Ooh, Cheryl goes down with the ankle injury. Chernobyl lines up. I don't know why his name's Chernobyl, but he lines up with the ball. He kicks it over the line. He's running for it to the sideline, and it stays in bounds. Will he be able to make the turn with the ball? Defense is lining up, though. They're all kind of staggering, waiting for each other to do something. And
Puts it to
Wabowski
space.
puts it out there for him.
Finish the job. The Terminators. Do it. Set up.
But Roger falls face first.
Come with me if you want to live.
And then a goal! The robots.
You scored the goal. Your parents are dead.
There it is. And so I think one of these is an own goal too. Oh no, we have an injured player on the field, on the pitch. He needs to be picked up immediately by medical staff. They've
just
come over.
Put
to
a new
him.
fuse in him and he'd be good to go.
They've put him onto the gurney. They are pulling him off of the field. They've made it to the sidelines. They are going to inspect him there to make sure that he can still perform at his optimum caliber. I don't know if
That
he'll
guy
be
will
able
be
to
a soda
continue.
can by the end of the week.
It does not look like he will be continuing
Strip
the
him for
match.
parts.
Yeah. All right, we've got a inbound kick here coming from the sideline.
Which is different than soccer.
Right. We're not throwing it. We're going to actually kick it. But I don't think he made it in.
Yeah, soccer league with robots.
Yeah.
The beginning.
We talked about this with NASCAR
Yeah,
yesterday,
this
right?
is the
Drive
future.
the RC cars.
Yeah.
If you could drive them.
Autonomous cars, and I brought this point up. Is like, at what point do we watch robots play in the NFL? Like, I don't think you want to. I think it's
Well,
it's
it
a
starts
cool
with
video.
MLS first. Easier sport first. We'll go with MLS first.
Still, before we even get past that, who are people really going to come watch that? Buy a
people are
ticket?
filling stadiums in China for this stuff, right?
Really?
now.
Filling stadiums, huh?
Or arenas or small gymnasiums.
Filling, you say?
I assume this
Filling, you say?
I also assume this is indoors. I don't know that.
Filling, you say? Okay. Can I get a crowd shot here? And how much did they pay for the tickets? I want the business model here.
It's an
Where's the
exhibition.
P&L?
It's an exhibition.
Exactly.
game.
The curiosity. When's it wear off? You know what I'm saying? Autonomous cars, AI. This internet thing is just a fad, pal. Rock and roll. It's got to go.
Soccer's
Get
a
off
great
my
sport
lawn.
to start with here.
Back in my day.
It seems like the footwork is what they're still working on, which is why I question the ability in NFL. But at least for MLS, they should watch out.
It
They
did
should be
remind
concerned.
me of very young, when you watch sports for very, very young kids, like, age 5, 6, and they're just getting into sports like a hockey or soccer.
Right,
where
like
the
magnet ball.
Yeah. It's like the whole group just moves. Everybody moves as a group just around the ball. That's kind of what it reminded me of with the robots. They just kind of sat there.
We'll see if it happens with any of the other sports because they have so much technology inside of the cars, right? It's just the human factor. You just want to keep the human factor too.
Yeah. Just because the technology is there, should we use it? You still need an activity, whether it's soccer, football, anything. You have a sport, you have an arena. You have to present something that people will pay money to go see. If people will not pay money to go see it, it's not really going to be a professional sport.
Speaking of, how do people pay money to go see the Chicago race? Because if it's just driving through the streets of Chicago, can't you just like be eating a slice of deep dish and just see it? Like you don't have to really like buy a ticket, or if you live there, you just
Well, I know in Las
see it?
Vegas when they did the Formula One race, they set up all sorts of like barriers and stuff that made it really just inconvenient. Like
But they did it
over
like at the Strip
bridges.
in Vegas, right? Like that was
Right.
like that's a known tourist.
But
what I
you
mean?
couldn't
Like,
walk along the track and just watch it for there were barriers up where they blocked your vision.
Yeah,
Because
correct.
there's walls and fences up to keep the cars in just in case there's an incident.
But
there's
Chicago's
fences.
got like high rises, don't they?
They do, and
Yeah.
I imagine that's you could definitely probably watch it from your high rise if
Yeah.
you're one of those
High
people.
rises.
Yeah. They probably took
The
lessons
penthouse
from other
peak.
street courses. Yeah. Formula One's been doing it for a long time, so they probably just.
So they've got it
copied them.
mastered.
I don't know if they got it mastered, but.
Formula One.
Oh, yeah. Formula One knows how to
Yes,
do
yeah.
that. You aren't seeing no Formula One race up paying.
Well, I mean, NASCAR
Yeah.
does not have it mastered. Again, cars were on fire last time. I'm excited for that part of it.
Yeah,
for
I
this
can't guarantee that's going to happen. I know you're excited for it, but may or may not happen in Chicago,
You had a chance to talk with Carl Larson. Is that who you're following? Is that your guy? Like, who's your guy?
I don't have a guy. Yeah, I had
And there's gals in there, too. I shouldn't say just guys, right? Because there's gal drivers, too.
Not in the Cup Series, no.
Okay.
No, there are none.
Oh.
No, I haven't had a guy for actually a long time. I would say, I don't have a guy. I would say if I had one, it would be Chase Elliott. That would be my guy.
And he just wanted Atlanta. Is that
He
right?
just wanted Atlanta. I think because
Is that why he's your guy? Is 'cause he
no,
just won?
because I grew up, because I am the elder statesman, and he is the only family member left from the
$1 million
generations that I grew up with. There's no Pettys, there's no Earnhardts, there's no Jarretts, but there is an Elliott on the track. I was blessed to see Richard Petty, David Pearson, Bobby Allison, Kid Garber. I watched the legends race. And from that era, I remember when Earnhardt was a rookie, and I don't mean junior, I mean Dale Senior. That's how long I've been watching this. Dale Senior was a rookie, and Bill Elliott was a young kid that came up through the ranks. Who's this kid, Bill Elliott from Georgia? I remember those days. He became a Hall of Fame career, and this is the only connection on track now to the era of when I was a little kid. Would be Chase Elliott. So yeah, I don't have a guy, but I guess I would pull for Chase Elliott.
New generation of drivers, new generation of cars,
technology,
new generations of all of it.
Yeah, it's just evolution, and I'm okay with sports. The people you grew up watching in any sport, time marches on. They're no longer there. There's a new generation of superstars in the sport. It's just like, my criticism in NASCAR is when they changed the sport, literally. And, football, soccer, I think the fundamentals have stayed the same, so the fan base is strong.
You know what stays the same?
The Home Ad Show audience.
That's right. Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, you're hanging out with Patrick Reynolds. 844-STUDIO-4, 844-788-3464. That's the number to call if you want to buy, sell, or celebrate. Don't forget birthdays and anniversaries. 10:45, Patrick will spin that wheel. That's 9 to 11, Monday through Friday, the Home Ad Show. 11 o'clock today, it is Wednesday. You've got former Representative Jason Sain, all things Sain. Noon to 3, you got the Todd Starnes Show. A lot to talk about federally and nationally and internationally, I'm sure, today on the show. So if you have that national political addiction, get it itched with the Todd Starnes Show, Monday through Friday, noon to 3 here at WSIC. 3 p.m., the good, the bad, and the guilty. Sheriff Darren Campbell of Iredell County. Appreciate those guys hosting their show. And then also Town Talk.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9, 100.7. WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville.